Hi friends, I'm sure by now you all are familiar with the new self-scan and pay machines they have installed in most of the supermarkets like Coles, Woolworths, Foodland, etc. The machines that you scan the things yourself and you just make the payment to the machine and get going. Now, you must be wondering what those machines have got to do with this video and what have those machines got to do with freedom. Now friends, there are three kinds of people. One are short-sighted, one are far-sighted, and when I'm saying short-sighted and far-sighted, I'm not referring to the dysfunctional state of the eyesight. I'm just using the words in metaphorical sense. Now there are short-sighted people, there are far-sighted people, and there are foresighted people. The difference between these three groups is the way they look at the things. Short-sighted people will look at those machines and say, wow, that makes it easy for me and makes the service quick. The far-sighted people will look at those machines and say, if they have installed 6 machines and there's one guy standing there to make sure everybody is doing the right thing when scanning the stuff, that means they have cut down the jobs of 5 people. That's what the 5 people will think. But then that's not the complete truth. Only foresighted people can see what those machines actually mean. Now imagine how many people will lose jobs because of those machines, because those machines are being installed at almost every supermarket and everywhere. Coles, Woolworths, Foodlands, all of them, and they're all cutting down on staff. Where will all those people go? At the present moment, the biggest booming industry in Australia is mining industry, and it is really one of the highest paying industries as well. You get 70 grand, $70,000 every year the moment you start working in a mine. And in 1 year's time, if you stay with them for 1 year, that pay package jumps over to over 100 grand a year. That's big money. But they pay that big money because they need people to work in those mines, and they don't have enough people to go there and work there. Why do they want those people to work there? Because they want to get as much minerals out of those mines as quickly as they can. Because every year they are paying a small piece of profit, a small bit out of their profit to the government, which they as royalty. And they want to make sure that they can dig out everything in as fewer years as they can, so that they don't have to give too much to the government, because that's the way businessmen work. They want to have all the profit and quickly. Now imagine what will happen when the people who are working in shopping malls today, they will lose their jobs. What options will they have tomorrow? Well, you guessed it. Tomorrow when they will go to find work, and mining is the only industry offering work, imagine how many people will need jobs and what will happen to the pay packages that are being offered by the mining companies today. Today they don't have enough people to fill the positions that are vacant in mining sites. Tomorrow there will be more people looking for the same positions. Do you reckon those private people will be paying the kind of pay packages they are paying today? Today no one wants to go there and work in those mines because they are far out in desert where there's no life. The best possible working scenario they offer is 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. That is, you work for 2 weeks and you take 2 weeks off. And still not many people want to go and work there, because the 2 weeks that you work for 12 hours every day without even a single break, and you are in the middle of the desert where you can do nothing once you get back. You can't take your family over there because it's not a place where you raise your families. There's no infrastructure. Even if there was infrastructure, nobody wants to go there because it's in the middle of the desert. It's just not comfortable living over there. No one wants to go and live there. 2 weeks that you spend working there, you have wasted those 2 weeks of your life. There are people who say that we'll go there and work there for a few years and then make a house. The thing is, they go there in the prime time, they work there, they cannot have a girlfriend because no girl is going to wait for 2 weeks to have her first sex. So like, okay, I'll go and work there for 2 weeks, then I'll come back and have sex with you. No girl is gonna wait that much and be in that kind of relationship. You cannot have a decent girlfriend when you're working in mines, and by the time you leave the mines, you have enough money to buy your own house. You are too old to have a decent girl anyways. What's the point in working over there? And that is one of the many things people consider when they think about whether they should go and work in mines or not. And we all know that. I personally have thought about going to the mines a few times, a couple of years back, but I've decided against it because it's just, there's no scope. You don't have any personal life if you're working in mines. 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. That doesn't work out to be a comfortable life, irrespective of whatever money they are paying. Now imagine what will happen when people won't have any other option, but they'll have to go and work in mines. Where will your freedom go? We always blame Chinese government of curbing the freedom of people. What's the difference between China and the situation over here? In China, if this was China, you had no option but you had to work in the mining. But it's not just the mining. There are people in China who are doing different kinds of jobs. There are people who are running shops. There are people who are working in offices. People have got options over there. It's not that everybody is being forced to work, do the cleaning jobs, or run the shops or anything like that. But the thing is that you don't have a choice. You have to work. If the government wants you to work, you will have to work. That is the situation with China. But what's the situation over here? Here the situation is the government is saying, look, we are not forcing you to work. You are free. You may want to work, you may not want to work. We are not forcing you to work, and we won't force you to work. You're free to choose. You are free to choose, but where is the choice? On one hand, the government will say, we are not forcing you, you're free. And on the same hand, the same politicians, they are nudging, winking, and whistling to their businessman friend who are a party to the politicians as they support them in elections. They're like, and the businessmen are like, exchanging money. And who's suffering? People like you and me. The government may not be forcing you to make a choice about work, but what's the use of such freedom when you don't have any choice to make? All these machines that you see, then the people who will lose jobs because of that, will they have any choice but other than going to the mining industry? Is this any freedom? Is this what you call freedom? What use is freedom where there is no choice? And the reason I say there is no choice is the people who are losing their jobs from those supermarkets, can any one of them open a grocery store of their own? People that Coles, Woolworths or Foodland will fire today, 20 years ago, their fathers may have been in a position to open up their own shop, own grocery store. But can any of those guys or girls do the same today? They can't, because they cannot compete with those supermarkets. So where is your freedom? You cannot start your own business because you cannot compete with bigger businessmen already there in the market, and your choices of work are shrinking every day. Today you had the option, if you were to lose your job, you could walk into a supermarket with a resume and you'll be working in no time. Tomorrow there will be no jobs in the supermarket because they've got the machines. So what will you do? And if you think that this is my alter ego sitting here and saying things to you like that, forget it, mate. I'm doing my job. It's you people who are not doing your job. I went to Supreme Court of South Australia 2 weeks back, and I filed papers against the government of South Australia because I know the South Australian politicians, they are selling Aussie mineral wealth to private businessmen at throwaway prices. They are causing the biggest harm to the economy of South Australia, to every Aussie. And the only way to stop them, I gave them every chance not to do that thing when I wrote them letters. If you go to my website, fataluurgecareFreeKiss.com, and check the politics page over there, you'll find each and every letter that I have written to, be it Prime Minister Julia Gillard, be it the former Premier Mr. Mike Rann, or be it US President Mr. Barack Obama. I've written letters to them on issues concerning ordinary people. I explained things to them. I've been making YouTube videos, but they are not ready to do the right thing. So the only option left is to go to the court. And I did exactly that. I went to the Supreme Court and filed papers. The only problem is I'm not a qualified lawyer, and I made 3 mistakes in those papers. And because of those 3 mistakes, those papers were rejected. But am I gonna sit around on my bum and do nothing? Nah. I'm gonna rectify the mistakes in those papers and go back to the Supreme Court and file those papers again. The court is there to help us, and it will help us provided we are diligent enough to do our job. So if anyone is wondering that this is an alter ego sitting in front of you and speaking things like that for motivation or anything, or whatever reason you may think, now I am doing things that I need to be doing on the ground level in actual reality. Go and check my website and you will know. Anyway, what you people want to do and what you people will do, I'll leave that to you. I'm doing my bit, I'm doing my job. And by making this video, by spreading this message, I'm continuing with that job. And I will be doing actual groundwork as well when I'll be filing the papers again in Supreme Court. Because that's the only way left. And I'm not a crazy guy who's doing this. There is a precedence for that. Go and check Wikipedia. Former Ukrainian Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko, I think, I'm not exact with the pronunciation of her name, but she is serving 7 years jail sentence for misuse of office. She was charged for forcing one of the companies of Ukraine into signing a gas deal with a Russian company, misusing her office. She's serving 7 years sentence. Now that was a criminal case, and that trial might have been politically motivated or not. I don't know, because I'm not a Ukrainian. I've never been to Ukraine. But there is a precedence. If any politician, any leader misuses their office, the courts can always punish them. And that's exactly why I'm going to the court. But I don't want those people to go to the jail like the Ukrainian Prime Minister, because that will serve no purpose for Australia. I don't want to send anyone to jail. I only want to get something out of their pockets and put it into the Australian society. I'm requesting the Supreme Court of South Australia, which can give me up to 22 million in damages, that please make the political parties these people represent to buy a piece of land and construct a 10-story building with 10 one-bedroom or 10 studio apartments on each story, and allocate those studio apartments to 100 homeless individuals or couples, and that will serve this society. Sending them to jail will not serve this society. That's why I'm going for a civil remedy, and there is a precedence as well. I'm doing my job. It's you people who are not doing your job, and I cannot do it for you. You people will have to get off your bums and do it on your own. Thank you, and a very happy new year to you.